What if the Statue of Liberty isn't just a symbol of freedom, but a coded message hidden in plain sight? From her broken chains to her mysterious origins, the truth might just change everything you thought you knew about Lady Liberty. This iconic monument is more than a symbol of freedom. From her torch to the chains at her feet, every detail has meaning. Let's uncover the hidden messages and rich history of Lady Liberty. Let's begin with the most prominent feature of the Statue of Liberty, the gleaming torch she holds aloft in her right hand. The torch held by the Statue of Liberty symbolizes enlightenment. It represents the light that guides people toward freedom and liberty. It's a powerful metaphor for the intellectual and spiritual awakening that often precedes true liberation. The flame itself has been a symbol of knowledge, truth, and hope. Officially, the statue is named Liberty Enlightening the World, and the torch is a central element of that message. It signifies the idea of lighting the way to freedom, offering hope and guidance to those seeking a better life, particularly immigrants arriving in the United States. Lady Liberty's torch carries this ancient legacy forward, positioning her as a guide, a figure who illuminates the path towards a brighter future. It suggests that freedom is not a destination easily reached. The gilded flame, especially when it catches the sunlight or is illuminated at night, serves as a constant reminder of the illuminating power of liberty. The torch doesn't just signify that freedom exists, it actively shows the path to achieving and maintaining it. Now let us turn our attention to Lady Liberty's left hand, where she cradles a keystone-shaped tablet, known as a tabula ansata. This is no ordinary tablet. It bears a very specific and deeply significant inscription, July 4th, 1776. This, of course, is July 4th, 1776, the date of the American Declaration of Independence. This symbolizes the birth of the United States and emphasizes that the country's freedom is grounded in law, justice, and democracy. The inclusion of this date is a deliberate and powerful statement, anchoring the statue's abstract ideals of liberty firmly in a concrete historical event and a foundational legal document. The tablet itself, by its very form and function, symbolizes the rule of law. In ancient times, laws were often inscribed on stone or clay tablets, signifying their permanence and authority. By holding this date, Lady Liberty is not just commemorating an event, she is upholding the principle that liberty is intrinsically linked to a framework of established laws and rights. The choice of the Declaration of Independence is particularly poignant. This document proclaimed that all men are created equal and endowed with certain unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This symbolizes the birth of the United States and emphasizes that the country's freedom is grounded in law, justice, and democracy. Together with the torch, the tablet underscores the idea that liberty is not just a dream. It's a right enshrined in law and history. Let us now consider the attire of Lady Liberty, the flowing robe or stola that drapes her colossal form. This garment is far from a random stylistic choice. It is deeply imbued with classical symbolism, connecting her directly to ancient ideals of freedom. The style of the robe is reminiscent of those worn by goddesses and prominent figures in ancient Rome, particularly Libertas, the Roman goddess of liberty. By clothing Lady Liberty in this classical attire, Bartholdi was deliberately evoking this rich historical lineage. The flowing nature of the robe itself carries symbolic weight. It suggests movement, progress, and a departure from rigidity. As she appears to stride forward, her robes flow with her, indicating that liberty is an active, dynamic force, not a static monument. This sense of motion is crucial. It implies that freedom must be constantly pursued and advanced. As we lower our gaze to the feet of Lady Liberty, often obscured from distant views but critically important to her message, we find a powerful symbol of liberation: broken chains. These chains, lying beneath her right foot and partially hidden by her robes as she strides forward, represent the triumphant overthrow of oppression and tyranny. Their shattered state is a clear and unequivocal declaration that bondage has been overcome. The imagery of broken chains is universally understood as a metaphor for freedom. Lady Liberty is not just standing still, she is actively stepping away from these remnants of subjugation, moving towards a future unencumbered by such restraints. This forward momentum is key. The act of crushing the chains underfoot signifies dominance over past oppressions. Closely related to the broken chains, yet deserving of its own focus, are the broken shackles also found at Lady Liberty's feet. While chains can represent broader forms of oppression and tyranny, shackles are often more specifically associated with personal bondage, servitude, and particularly the abhorrent institution of slavery. The presence of broken shackles, therefore, adds another profound layer to the statue's message of freedom, speaking directly to the emancipation from human enslavement. For the United States, which received the statue just 2 decades after the Civil War and the abolition of slavery, this symbolism was incredibly potent and carried immense weight. The image of Lady Liberty stepping away from these broken shackles with one foot raised in mid-stride powerfully conveys the idea of progress and moving beyond a dark past. It suggests that true liberty cannot coexist with any form of human bondage. This symbolism also resonated internationally, as the 19th century saw widespread movements to abolish slavery and serfdom in various parts of the world. Ascending from her feet to her very crown, we encounter another striking and highly symbolic feature: the 7 rays that radiate from Lady Liberty's diadem. These are not merely decorative spikes, they are rich with meaning, representing the universality of liberty's reach. Traditionally, these 7 rays are interpreted as symbolizing the 7 seas and the 7 continents of the world, underscoring the idea that liberty is a concept meant for all humankind. This interpretation speaks to the grand, ambitious vision behind the statue. The number 7 itself has often held mystical or significant connotations in various cultures, frequently associated with completeness or perfection. Here, it amplifies the idea of liberty's all-encompassing global nature. The rays resemble a sunburst, reinforcing the statue's full title, Liberty Enlightening the World, and connecting to the idea of light as knowledge, hope, and guidance. By having these rays emanate from her crown, Lady Liberty is metaphorically crowned as a queen whose domain is the entire world. The very existence of the Statue of Liberty is a testament to the powerful bond between 2 nations, France and the United States. Conceived by Édouard de La Boulaye, a French political thinker and abolitionist, and designed by Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi, the statue was a gift from the people of France to the people of America, commemorating the centenary of American independence and celebrating the enduring friendship between the 2 republics. This act of generosity itself is laden with symbolic meaning. This friendship was forged in the crucible of revolution. France played a crucial role in supporting the American colonies during their fight for independence from British rule. Figures like Lafayette became heroes in America, symbolizing this transatlantic alliance for liberty. The statue, therefore, serves as a monumental reminder of this shared history and the common ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity that fueled both the American and French revolutions. Beyond the more widely accepted interpretations, there exists a fascinating and somewhat debated layer of symbolism concerning potential Masonic influences in the Statue of Liberty's design. Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi, the sculptor, is known to have been a Freemason, belonging to the Lodge Alsace-Lorraine in Paris. Symbolic elements often linked to Freemasonry include the torchlight, representing knowledge and enlightenment, are major Masonic themes. The crown's 7 rays. Some interpret this as Masonic numerology or cosmic symbolism. The Tablet of Law echoes the Masonic reverence for law, knowledge, and reason. Also, a robed female figure is similar to classical depictions of virtue and liberty found in Masonic art. The laying of the cornerstone for the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty in 1884 was conducted with full Masonic rites by the Grand Lodge of New York. This historical fact undeniably links the monument's foundation to Masonic tradition. Some conspiracy theories stretch the Masonic connection too far, suggesting hidden agendas or secret codes. These are not supported by historical evidence. The statue is not a Masonic monument in any official sense, though Masonic ideals influenced those involved in its design and dedication. Beyond its artistic and historical symbolism, the Statue of Liberty has undeniably become a potent political symbol, representing the ideals of political freedom, democracy, and, perhaps most famously, a beacon of hope for immigrants arriving in America. While not initially conceived primarily as an immigration icon, her strategic placement in New York Harbor, greeting ships filled with hopeful newcomers, quickly cemented this role in the public consciousness. Emma Lazarus's sonnet, The New Colossus, with its famous lines, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free," though added to the pedestal later in 1903, profoundly shaped the statue's political and social symbolism. These words transformed her into the mother of exiles, explicitly linking her to the immigrant experience and the promise of refuge and opportunity in a new land. For countless immigrants sailing into New York Harbor, the first sight of Lady Liberty was a moment of profound emotional significance. She represented the end of a long, arduous journey and the beginning of a new life in a land that, at least in promise, offered freedom from the persecution, poverty, or political turmoil they were fleeing. She became a symbol of welcome, a promise of a fresh start and the chance to pursue the American dream. The Statue of Liberty's symbolism, from her torch to the broken chains at her feet, every element was designed with intention. Lady Liberty is a complex and compelling messenger. She speaks of freedom, law, and the universal dream of liberty. Symbols can inspire generations. The next time you see the Statue of Liberty, remember, she's more than just a monument. She's a message, a warning, a promise, and maybe a mystery still waiting to be fully understood. If you enjoyed diving into history's hidden layers, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below with what you think Lady Liberty is really trying to tell us.